Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you've been having a wonderful weekend. Before we get started with our build video here, I want to thank everyone who's been following us and hit that subscribe button and gave us a thumbs up and commented below. You guys are fantastic and it really helps the channel, so thank you. Now, if you've been following our builds, the ultimate build, it has been building up to this point. That has not just been some random videos throwing stuff out. I'm trying to show you how to build the ultimate build step at a time. I'm not one of those YouTubers who's going to come in and lie to you and say you can do this right off the bat. You know, with no preparation. It takes preparation, and we're going to discuss the minimums for this. But before we get started, I wanted to show you the build that we've got, and then also some of the moves that come with it. So we are using the Wind Visage, or the Hollow Visage, I should say. We have Wind Slash on here, Ancient Retribution, and Attack 2. Ancient Retribution come from the boss in the tower I'm going to show you right now. And I'm going to show you what this thing does. And also, if you didn't know, if you look at your weapons, a lot of times whenever you put one of those things on, it tells you how to activate it. Like this will be R1 and X. The other one says R1 after a certain action. That's if you press the square to jump and hit R1, it'll do the wind damage, the wind slash. I'll probably change that with something cooler later, but for now it works pretty good. So if you use R1 and X here, it does that meteor drash there, and if there was actually enemies in the area, it would actually target them rather than just drop in a row. So that's how that usually works. Now there's also some other things. Let's go over here. I want to show you the fire bow here. This thing is fantastic. Let's find us a tree to shoot. So we can now charge this up, and we can blow trees up, and then it sends those lava bombs everywhere. And then of course we can take and do our frost damage, which isn't as cool looking. I mean, it really isn't. It leaves frost. It looks cool whenever you hit an enemy with it because it'll freeze the enemy animals and things like that. It freezes them in spot. You can take and just hit them and they bust if you wish to, which is pretty cool. Then we're going to go ahead and focus up here and show you some of our actual hand-to-hand moves now that we have for this stuff. Now, we showed you some of those weapons in combat. Now, this here is the fire. Now that one that just shot off the front there, it would hit the guys that are closest to you. Now I stood there. You would not want to normally stand there, but I stood there to show you that you can take damage from your own attacks. Now we also have this other attack here from Frost, and this freezes people around you. If you stick around in the area too long, it will freeze you too. So pretty cool stuff, and it will continue to evolve as we move on with our player here, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. You could also go into this other mode here and take and do this. Let's go ahead and switch back to fire because I think it looks more impressive here. So when you come in here and you're doing your charge, and then you switch into this mode here. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. Hang on. Again. Okay. I didn't mean to shoot it that close, but anyway, you get the point. It's going to allow you to shoot these ice balls and fireballs and things like that as you have large groups coming to you, and it'll just fantastically smash them out. Now, I showed you all of that so you would understand what I'm doing with my armor. I am mixing armor types, and I'm also pulling gems off some armors and mixing them around with others. So I don't care for the helmet that came with the Scorched Flame armor. That's why I'm using the Frost Plate helm, but mostly because it has daze immunity on there. It means they cannot daze me. If they hit me real hard, my guy doesn't lay there and all dazed and not able to fight. He snaps out of it quick. So that's why I'm using this, and I put fire resistant level 1 on there because the fire resistance is what I'm really needing a lot of. The Frost Curse Plate Cloak, I've left it on here. It has a level 5 ice resistance. So as you see, we get frost damage if we stand in one spot. So that helps. But most areas that are in the Arctic tundra area, you need at least a 5 resistance. Otherwise, you end up losing stamina very quickly. So that's why I've kept this on here. The Scorched Plate armor, it is a fire resistant level 7. You cannot, unfortunately, you can't gem this thing, so it doesn't really have anything extra on top of that. Scorched Plate gloves, I left the Volcanic Eruption Imdue Fire on there, but it also, I switched out, put the 10% contribution experience gain. And then on the Ember leather boots, I took off some lame stuff about movement 1, and I put that 35% turning slash damage on there, and spirit point 1 every 1 second. So fantastic stuff on there. And again, Hollow Visage is completely upgraded. We're pretty close to having Melted Ambition done as well. I need one more refinement on this, or 2 more refinements, it looks like, on this thing, and it'll be tapped out to a 30 as well. So this looking really nice too. And I'm going to be working also on sanctifying the sanctums, I guess they're purifying sanctums, which will open up more witch locations so I can start to merge these gems together because I have a lot of duplicates. But the Ember Steps, like I said, at 35 turning damage, fantastic stuff. You just can't really beat it. Now, I also have the Sorcerer's Staff. I've got attack 1 on there twice. Those will be 2 that I merge. And then attack speed, I'll merge those so that it'll actually free up some slots. And then I can start putting some other attack abilities on there. I went with the Golden Knotted Ancestral Bow. And this thing is fantastic. Very hard to find and even harder to get to because of all the traps and mess like that. I do have a video up somewhere in there. But if not, you can just Google it up or look into search engine and you'll probably see my video along with probably a million others. But fantastic things here. So I've added attack 1 to critical rate, health siphon, critical rate again. I've got several of those critical rates. I want to merge all those and see if I can get like a 3 or a 4 to put on this bow. I think it'll be pretty good. But it's looking pretty nice. And then, of course, our little earring things. There's for health. This one here's for health as well. So I didn't worry about too much health on some of those. This one here, it's just for looks. So I need to find some better jewelry around here, I guess. But, I'm really not into the jewelry stuff. But that has our build there, guys. And like I say, fantastic little thing here. My next big step I'm working on is grinding out some more Abyss artifacts so I can up my spirit, because as you see, these attacks, they use just so much. I mean, it does not take long for you to be completely out of your spirit here. So you got to take and just charge all this stuff up constantly. But okay, now that we've showed you all of that, I want to show you a place to get some of these pieces here on the map. Now, when you are coming up from, let's see where we're at here. Okay, for the Adder's Orb that I have on that other sword there, you will be coming up from, this here was from our Discord leader, told us where it was at. So coming up from just off the back side or front side, however you want to look at it, the right-hand side of the end, coming straight up. You're going to come straight up here. And then when you're Silver Mountain, you can see we're just a little over off on the end there. And where Silver Mountain's at, you want to mark the location here, just about right there, guys. I want to zoom in a little bit. Not that it's going to help you much, but there is an Abyss Nexus there. This little area is like some old ruins, and there is a dead skeleton, big giant skeleton. It's hard to miss. But there's a bunch of crows flying around, or vultures, and big blackbirds flying around, and hard to miss. When you go in there, it's just stuck inside this thing's teeth. Pull the sword out. I had no use for the sword. I don't really care much for two-handed swords in the game personally. I like the spears better. They seem faster to me. So I stripped that adders off there. And the way that thing works is just very quickly, you can send those little orbs out and they will actually attack the enemies around you, stunning them so that you can continue to do some serious damage. So pretty cool stuff there. And I love that one. That is just fantastic. Like I say, those actually target your opponents whenever you're fighting. So definitely make sure you run that. And this is the tower again. Make sure that you screenshot these guys. And again, you can come up this route here, just coming up through this route. This is where you run that big battle. I think that was season or week 5, maybe, or not week, chapter 5. But if you take this road straight up, it comes up into this tower. And as you're coming up, it's hard to miss. It is just huge. And you parkour or use your axiom. I'll show you what I do. I don't bother with all that parkour mess. You just take and you shoot this thing here, and it jerks you right up there. And then that on top of flying, you'll never sit there and have to do a whole lot of that jumping around again. Now, the boss that's in the basement, when you reach the top, you drop the bell down through the floor. And the way you drop that belt is just shoot it with an arrow to the side. You'll see like a metal clip. Just shoot one of the clips and it'll drop straight down. And then you just glide down slowly, allowing yourself to free drop and, catch yourself so you don't hit anything on the way down. And when you get down to the bottom, there is a boss there. You will approach the portal and he appears out of that portal. To fight him, you need to have a minimum, depending on your level, guys. I went in with 60 Palmar pills and I came out with 27. Okay, so that's using a lot of restores or revives. I also went in with about 400 pieces of food that do 320 healing on there. Like say 400 pieces, and I come out with 120. You also want to make sure that you have a really good bow and that you have probably, I wouldn't go in with less than 70 or 80 poison arrows. I went in with like 100 of those poison arrows, and I had around 70 of the explosive arrows, and then about 180 of standard arrows, because the whole time he's flying around. Now, you can try and do the whole flying around while you do your little palm slaps here, and that can knock him out if you're pretty good at it. I personally am not, so I just took and just focused on shooting him with the bow is what I was doing. So, and that does a really good job of taking the guy out. So that is, once you get past him, you will see the Abyss Nexus portal, and that is where your puzzles begin. And it's mostly flying around on fans, moving some blocks around, the basic stuff, unplugging some things. But if you need help with that, you can go check out my Twitch. I have a ton of the videos from that area up over there, and you can just watch them one at a time coming up through those Nexus portals. And fantastic. If you're wondering what my Twitch is, you can look in my description of the channel here, and all those links are there for you guys. But I hope you have a wonderful week, and definitely let me know, what are you working on as far as your builds? My next project is going to be the Storm and Electric, and I think I will have my character, at least this one, almost ready, and then I can start to focus on some of the other characters, which will be like, who do we have here? We have there's our skills. We have Domain and Unka. I've not done anything with any of them. But as you can see, whenever you open certain things up, it does transfer over to those characters. Flame Rush now is there. Frost Mantle is there now for her as well. Unka, we ended up, we have Flame Quake, and then we also have that Frost Mantle. So it's pretty sweet. Then your base stats as far as your health, and then your stamina. Again, you need 5 stamina minimum to get up there. And then, of course, Spirit. Those base things travel to your other companions, so that's pretty cool as well.
Okay, starting out this point in place, there's actually a switch. If you look up above, you gotta hook into that, and then you're gonna take the stage around to get inside, and then we gotta fly up. I'd say I fell off this thing a minute ago. I was right at the checkpoint too. Was not happy. It's real icy up top. So, okay, then you gotta come over here, and there is a doorway there. You have to use your focus, holding your triangle circle, raise that into position. Those bars lock in, and then you'll be able to come into this little section here. And this is where there's gonna be some more fans. You're gonna have to fly out. This can be a little pain in the butt, because when you first come through, this will be a bit artifacts that you gotta grab. Put mine on these things. Put it in the cuckoo pot by grabbing with the axiom grapple. You press the triangle, it puts it in your cuckoo pot, so you need to be a level 4 or better at this stuff, guys. And then we'll fly around and get up there at the top. And those elements you put over here on the corner. And I got here one was already up top, the other one was down below, so you can either walk up this stuff, but you had to grab which is the grapple. Flying through this window here, it was not working for me, but halfway down I'd plummet to my death. So I would have to come up here, so what I recommend, again, grapple up, and just do your double jump and then fly over there. You're going to have to take and land on that center punch and make sure you're holding L2 when you do your power punch on that thing. And the continuations on the backside of that being, do not fall off, everything is icy up there, so you will slide. When you first get up here, there's a skill point that sits up here that they give you. Now, like I said, don't get on the outside edge like I did and end up falling off on the ice. And almost did again. But we'll use precision jump on this thing. and just avoid that ice because it will throw you right off the edge here. I'm just going to use grapple, but I'm not going to risk it. Okay, so we'll cross over here now. I'm pretty sure this is a checkpoint. I could be wrong. That's the way this goes. I just kind of loop. It looks like this is going to be just jumping around block, so using precision jump here.